Thanks to EA for inviting me to this early access event. Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. It's time for another build, and this one once again only uses the Sims 4 for rent and the base game. So there are no other packs involved, no tool mod, nothing. Just the pack, the base game, and some building tricks that I like to use. And I'm so excited to show you this one because one of the amazing things you can do using the pack is basically creating an entire village or maybe a suburban neighborhood. There's so many things you can do, and I just wanted to create a build like this. It's totally in the style of the pack. I'm going to use all the amazing build by objects, but at the same time, I just needed a bigger lot. So I built this on the 50 by 50 lot in Willow Creek. I was really hesitant to do so because I wanted to use all the different lots in Tomarang, but I just wanted to create a really big project, like at least one that only uses the pack and the base game, and I just needed the space to really turn my vision into a build, so I just decided to build in Willow Creek. And also, before we jump right in, I just wanted to quickly remind you that I'm now part of the EA affiliate program. When you buy something in the EA app or on thesims.com, you can enter code Emerald, and then you can directly support me and my channel. I get a 5% cut, but you don't have to pay more. So by simply using the code, you can directly support me and my channel if you want to. This only works for PC keys, though not for console. You find all the information in the description box. Thank you so much for your support. And yeah, in case you haven't ordered the new pack yet, for example, you could use code Emerald during checkout. Thank you so much. Whenever I'm building a build like this, I want a nice lake in the center or a pond, and it needs a bridge. I love to do this. So I started off by working on the terrain first. I just wanted to lay out the shape of the whole thing just by using the terrain tools. And then I've placed just a bridge in the center. I like to do this by building a room. So you just use the room tool and you build any type of room. Like, it doesn't matter how big it is or how small. It could also only be one tile big. And then you click on a floor piece and you place the floor piece on top of your room. And then you simply delete the room. So all you're left with is a floating floor piece. You can then simply click on the floor and you will have this little arrow pop up, which can be used to bring the floor piece up or down. And then you just move it to the correct level, and that's it. And you can simply use some stairs to connect it. The only issue that could arise is when you have another room close to it or a platform already below, but then it's giving you this annoying constricting floor error. I don't even remember what it's called. So you just have to make sure that nothing is like in the way, and you can build amazing bridges. I've also placed a platform on top, and this way it's just lovely and connected. I just wanted to have a nice space in the center where I would be able to place some benches and stuff so the Sims could come together. So each house is basically one unit, so it's a lovely village or neighborhood, and then all the spaces on the outside are the community spaces. So your Sims can really together and spend some time. And I was really struggling to fit everything on this 50 by 50 lot. I would have loved to create something that's bigger. And this was like the biggest challenge for me because there's no tool mod and everything, so I really just had to use all the old building tricks, and I really just had to squeeze everything on this 50 by 50 lot. This build was a gigantic challenge for me, and I've really enjoyed it. I had the best time using all the new build by objects, and I was really looking up roofing and stuff. This is once again not really 100% authentic, but I really did my best here. Also, the background was kind of throwing me off a bit because obviously this is not Tomarang. As I've explained in the beginning, I had to build this in Willow Creek, and this is kind of the only thing that is kind of bothering me, but I totally understand why this is the case. Like, I really would have loved to have bigger lot sizes in Tomarang, at least one 50 by 50 lot, for example. But I also completely understand that there are like some concerns regarding performance. But then again, you can build apartments or anything in any world, so you can just buy the pack and then you can go to a 64 by 64 lot and do your thing. It's not limited to Tomarang, but I of course understand when someone like buys the pack, starts to build in Tomarang, and then the build is too gigantic and there are some performance issues because of other units and stuff. I get it, but then again, yeah, you can just build whatever you want in any world, and this could also cause performance issues. I just would have loved to have at least one bigger lot, but I mean, I'm not a developer, so I have no idea. But yeah, this is just personal because, you know, I really enjoy to build on big lots, but this would be really the only thing that was kind of bothering me. But I just built here, and also I'm just so excited to, like, now that I have the pack, like with all the packs together, to create something using more packs and building in other worlds. I just want to create a lovely mansion using debug, and my debug tricks video is still on the way, and I'm just so excited in general to like create more using this pack. But it was also a lovely experience to only like combine it with the base game. And yeah, here I'm building all the different houses. I wanted to have multiple units, and I just wanted everything to look very interesting, multiple levels. So here, for example, I started at the very bottom, and then I'm just adding more to this house. And these are two units. They are fully connected. They have two different entrances, and like while they are connected, they are like completely separate units and houses on the inside. I kind of color coded them a bit using different wallpapers to really point out where one unit is ending, as you will later see. So this was really fun to build. I landscaped so much and just added so many debug plants and trees. And this building here, this one in the back, was kind of the biggest challenge because I was really running out of space and I wasn't happy with how the whole section at the bottom was looking, and I was really trying to make it work. And this is like the biggest unit on this whole lot. This is kind of the main building, I would say. So if I would play on this lot, I would probably let my like some family live in this house, and it's kind of the main unit, and then I would rent out the other units because this is really like luxurious and more like a mansion and more spacious. The other ones are really more like really small apartments, not a lot of space. And yeah, this is probably how I would do it, just because I love to build gigantic houses and I also enjoy playing in them, like when I play. So I think this would be like the main house, in my opinion. I was looking at the world of Tomarang, pictures on the internet and all that, just pictures of architecture and also some debug objects, and I was really trying to have this type of roofing so it looks nice and really matches the whole vibe. And I then just wanted to have a nice community space in the back, almost like a garden, but there isn't really a designated garden for each house or something. I really wanted everyone to come together on the outside, so when your Sims just spend time on the outside, they can really just talk and come together. I didn't really want to have like separate gardens that you could totally lock and make part of the unit, but I just wanted to keep it very open so there are nice community spaces. And here I filled in the gap using a floor piece, and whenever you do it like this, you have to use stairs to make this area accessible. So I also added some stairs, and I've then used this little gazebo from debug from the new pack, and all these amazing palm trees, which are identical to the ones from Island Living. So in case you don't own Island Living, for example, but you were always going for this type of vibe, or you like love the palm trees, these are included in debug for The Sims 4 for rent. So you can simply like activate all your little debug and live edit sheets, and then you can place them, and they were really so helpful for really designing all these lots. I mean, I'm generally obsessed with debug and live edit, but these really helped to make it all work. And then added the slope in the corner. So, I mean, the Sims just have to access the lot somewhere. You could also do this by using stairs, but I really like to create a nice smooth slope whenever I'm using terrain to create something like this. As I've always said, the rule of thumb is as long as terrain paint is showing on your slope, it's smooth enough for your Sims to walk on it usually. When it's too steep, it changes the color to, like, you can here see this dark brown color, for example, but this always depends on the world. But like this is an indicator, like your steep slope color, and when you can change the color, the slope is smooth enough to be functional, because you wouldn't be able to change the color of this very, very steep slope, for example. This is also where I really like to use the or the debug rocks or the regular rocks, or maybe even the flat base game bush. You may know which one I'm talking about. And I just really like to hide these super steep slopes because it's not looking too amazing in my opinion. And these are some debug rocks, and I've just placed them basically inside the pond, and I then pressed 9 on my keyboard to raise them, and I just brought them into the perfect position. And I just wanted to really hide the gaps between the pass and the pond, so it looks nice and polished. And I've then added another slope, so this building would also be accessible. And you will see that I'm going to hide all these steep slopes, and this is always like my last step to tie everything together usually. And at first I wanted to do some shading here, so I've used a darker terrain paint color to make it look more realistic, but I didn't like it. I'm not really big on using terrain paint in a nice, wonderful, artistic way. I know some people are really artists using the terrain paint, but usually I just color an area and that's it. I think it looks really nice though when you have some flower beds and you change the color of the edges a bit, really adding a nice shadow almost. But here it just made the whole slope look dirty and not as polished. I just didn't like the look. I wasn't feeling it. It looked unfinished. It looked like I forgot the terrain paint in some areas in a way almost. So I'm going to change this later. And then I've placed more palm trees everywhere. And this is the notorious flat base game bush. It's just the regular bush that you find in the built by. It's not a debug object or anything. And when you hold shift, you automatically duplicate objects. You can literally just hold down shift on your keyboard and you can place as many as you want. And I'm placing so many here. This is really a gigantic lot, and I just had to build one of these. As I've said, this may not be too functional. I'm not sure about performance in general, but I just had to show you how I'm working on one wonderful village at least. And here I'm already furnishing. I'm not even sure which one this is. I feel like this is the building where I've told you that these are 2 units and they are connected, and this has to be the one. And yeah, the furnishing process is probably a bit confusing, but I had already worked on the floor plan here, and I've used a nice mint colored wallpaper, which is also from the new pack, and the amazing new curtains. So as I've mentioned earlier, I kind of color coded them. So this color is this apartment's color, so to speak, and then the other one will have a different color. I think this is actually the one on the left, which is not connected to anything. And I wanted to make the most of the space that I've got here, which is not a lot. I wanted to have an open living concept, so the kitchen is open, but I still used a wall right behind the stairs to separate everything. And you can see that the rail is kind of glitching, but I've seen on Twitter or X today that this was apparently fixed in the update. I mean, here I'm just playing the version before it came out and before the patch rolled out. So this was apparently fixed, which is awesome. So in case you are worried about this, it just looks weird here. And yeah, I've placed this wonderful dining table there. There's only a small dining table. I would have loved if we would have gotten a big wonderful dining table as well, but in all the other interiors where I wanted to use a big dining table, I've just used this beautiful modern base game one, and I've then just matched the stairs from the and I've then just matched the chairs from the new pack to the table. But this is something that I would have loved to be included, but the small dining table is also super cute. And yeah, here I'm using the new sofa and everything. The furniture is generally so beautiful, and I love that you can like create so many different vibes, and there's so many swatches, so you can really have different colors and everything. And oh, it is the connected apartment actually, because here you can see how the pastel pink one is directly connected to the mint green one. You can here see like on the other side of the wall is the other unit, but these are like not directly connected, so your Sims won't be able to just walk over into the neighbor's bedroom or something, but they are like in one building, but they have separate entrances and everything, and then the zoning will be so that it can be rented out and everything. Again, open kitchen, I just have to do it. I feel like I want to create something that has a fully closed kitchen, because I always create this type of kitchen. But yeah, I just did it this way, and I wanted everything to be super warm and cozy for this one. So I've used this wonderful like pastel pink wallpaper and then a really warm wood swatch. The new cabinets are so beautiful as well. I love the little clutter pieces and the plants. There's so many amazing objects. Like usually whenever a pack came out, I was like combining the new pack with all the other packs, and here I really had to focus on the pack and the base game. And this way, during building and during really trying the pack out, I could really focus on the new pack, and like it really showed me which objects are like part of it and what I'm missing in a way, you know. And I feel like there's so many wonderful objects here. Like I really had no complaints about trees or plants missing, especially when I activated debug. I had so many new objects here that I could use in combination with the amazing base game, which was like updated so much over the years. The base game in itself is already amazing, and I didn't even miss a lot of things here. I mean, of course, when you're used to really playing with a lot of packs, there are some favorite objects that you are really attached to, but what I'm trying to say is there's so many great objects in Build By in this pack that you can, like, as you can see, you can just create amazing interiors really only using the pack and a little bit of base game. The floors are wonderful and everything is so lovely. I'm so excited to build more, also in combination with the other packs. So if you have any requests, you can leave a comment down below. I'm like really excited to be back, and I'm really excited to build again. And yeah, during the last year or this year, like now that the year is coming to an end, looking back, it was like really, there was a lot happening, and I also like learned how to create CC, which took up some time. And I feel like there were definitely like times where I really focused on learning without having a lot of output, because like it's trial and error. Sometimes I was working on something like on some CC set, but it was more about learning, and I didn't produce anything that I could put out. But I have put out some CC sets this year, which was super exciting. I was building less because of that, but I feel like looking back, it was definitely exciting to like finally take the time to like tackle the CC journey, because it was something that I wanted to do for the longest time. And like from now on, I want to find a nice balance. I want to put out CC. I also want to build so I can like do everything I love, and I want to create lots of amazing things for you. And if you haven't checked out my CC, everything is public by now and free, and you can grab it on my Patreon. Yeah, I'm just really excited to put out some new CC soon. I'm excited to build more. And yeah, this video is now ending. I hope you've enjoyed this. Leave a comment down below. I hope I see you in the next video, and I love you so much. Bye bye.